Welcome back to One Shot, One Quill Late Night Edition. I think this is, dare I say, maybe the latest we've ever recorded. We're rivaling the Mac Tonight segments.
I mean, Spencer, I'm tired because of the time, but I'm also tired because I've been in cryostasis for at least the month that it's been since the last time we recorded together.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be scientifically possible to put you in stasis with all that Freon and then throwing you in a hole in the backyard, but it worked. And frankly, this science experiment's going to win us the fair.
I mean, I'll do anything for a blue medal, but also, I cannot feel my toes.
I mean, I thought there would be side effects once we lost the pulse, but again, I am unto Lazarus as a blue medal is unto my shirt.
Yeah, I saw heaven, and let me tell you, it ain't great.
Ben, maybe you can draw some inspiration here. This show, I think first people need to know what they're in for to buckle up for the ride ahead.
What is this show, Spencer?
This show, One Shot, One Quill.
Oh, yeah, One Shot, One Quill? That's a show where you and I, we take listener suggestions from the audience. We take one premise for a D&D, well, not D&D, TTRPG one-shot. We take two items. We take those from a table of listener suggestions and roll some dice to pick them, and then we mission mash them together, and then at the end we've got a brainstorm for a one-shot that someone could finish.
Wonderful. There was only a minor amount of Freon left over in that. Can you give me a premise today, Ben? What number do you got?
Well, Spencer, I've got a full 11. Hey, let me just say, I hope that this time it's not a murder mystery, because otherwise we're going to have a murder mystery month.
You know what? If it's not a murder mystery, it's still an 11, so it's still a recurring trend. A charismatic charlatan claims and has proof to be the cousin, brother / son of one of the PCs. If there's one consistent detail, it has to be male, apparently, or male presenting. A charismatic charlatan claims and has proved to be the cousin or brother or son of one of the PCs. Okay. A relative returned. There's not much else going for it.
Yeah, there's not really I mean, I'll say this. It could be like it could be the old, Oblivion Quest line of, I'm your uncle. Now go rescue my horse from a dungeon, please, and then I'll give you my house. Like all those Oblivion DLCs. You know what could help us with formulating that plan, though?
Drawing inspiration from my favorite scenario that goes just like this, Stuart Little 2. No, you meant rolling items. Okay. There's 14 this week.
Yeah.
What do you got?
The first one, I've got a 7.
A compass that always points the players to the DM's current objective. Thank you, Andy.
The DM's current objective.
Mm-hmm. Whatever they want you to do.
So it's a compass that always points to having a fun time.
Thank you. That's the one takeaway everybody needs here. It's the only right answer. How about another one?
Yeah, a second one. How about a 10?
A 10. A piece of chalk that creates a door wherever drawn, accurately sized to the drawing. Thank you, Brittany.
Okay, so we've got, hi there, I'm your long-lost male relative. A compass that points to where the DM wants them to go, and chalk that can make a door? Was that it?
Yep. Yeah, chalk zone. Except the zone is whatever's on the other side of that wall.
Well, I feel like the compass and the man who doesn't have much of a plot, I feel like those go hand in hand. Here's our old family compass. It points to a treasure.
I think, okay, yeah, this feels like a setup for like a scam, because they are a charlatan. Mm-hmm. And I think that the chalk portal door...
I'd forgotten the charlatan part. That was important. I forgot Quest Giver bad. God.
Well, hang on. You know, if we want to defy the expectations and not judge this book by its cover, you can be related to a liar. that's very possible.
What if that's the end? Is that you go through this whole ordeal? You're like, this person's not really my cousin, but then it turns out at the end that you find something that proves that actually they are your long lost cousin.
Yeah, you enter the tomb of Mari Povich in the DNA talk. The results are in.
You need blood from 2 family members, and you cut your hand, and then like all the other party members are cutting their hands just to see if it'll work, but then you do the charlatan's hand, and it works, and it's like, God damn it. Either you've tricked the universe into thinking that you are in fact my cousin, or you are, and now I'm depressed.
I actually want to run with this. That's like it's like the end puzzle solve. Maybe this family member's got the old family compass. They've got the chalk as like a means of busting into the impenetrable tomb. We could hide that in a pre-dungeon encounter. Like it's not quite speak friend and enter, but you know it's gonna be up there. Like you gotta rescue it from a bird's nest in a nearby tree.
Spencer. Do you think
it's
birds
in danger?
just collect chalk?
I guess I got 2 issues with that sentence. 1, you're rescuing chalk, and 2,
no. Here's the good part about it. Whatever you do with the chalk, you want the players to go there, so that's the first thing the compass points to. And it's required to get into the tomb. This is great. I mean, it all works out.
It's working itself out. Itself out.
Andy has made the best item, and that's just go here and do a thing.
So what do you think? What do you think he wants you to take the compass? Why is this guy approaching you all of a sudden?
I think the compass in his mind is fake because it doesn't point north. And I think he's going to weave a tale that it points exactly where you want to go, but he does not know that that's true. So I think he comes up with this compass. He's like, magical compass. He has a goal with that. And I'm going to keep just vamping until I get to it.
Until it comes to your head. Go on.
I mean, we could do the good old quest giver bad of this, temple or tomb or whatever has traps. This temple or tomb or whatever has traps and undead and stuff. And he's just like, well, I'll send them in first with the compass. And then they'll get their head sliced off by one of those little swingy axes, and then I'll go and take their stuff.
Maybe this guy is long lost because he knows the PC's true history and lineage. The PC classic, I didn't know my true past. It turns out I'm actually the son of deposed royalty or whatever.
Classic, but the DM is playing with their girlfriend.
Exactly. I felt that on a spiritual level. The charlatan approaches and says, "Hey, I'm your brother. There's something you need to know. We have a deep-seated family history. And I know you're not going to believe it, but you got to follow me because our destiny lies at the end of this compass." And he takes you into a temple that he knows at the end of which is going to be a secret lock or a vault that's only going to be opened when he and, I don't know, his trueborn brother or cousin or whatever are able to
maybe
merge their blood.
Here's what it could be. It's, he tells you that you are part of this long-lost family. You have no proof of that. The end thing is like some sort of saw trap where you got to put your hands on the thing and it takes your blood. But if you are, in fact, not part of the family, then you die. So he doesn't even know that he's part of this family for real. You don't know. I mean, you got to trust him that you're part of this family. But in the end, if you both actually put your hands on there, it does in fact work.
You could also have he is in fact lying to you. You're not part of this royal family, and that's exactly why he's brought you in here. Is because he needs it's like that first thing you said. He's just having you kind of run through as the test dummies. And he's gonna loot you, and then he's gonna take the treasure for himself, and he's gonna leave.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that seems a bit simple at this point. We're 21 episodes in.
Or I have a grand twist of all twists.
All right.
On the last puzzle lock at the end of this dungeon is a little prophecy that dictates that the last living son of such and such here may claim his destiny and his treasure. So the guy had to bring the brother along to guarantee he would die. That way he'd be the last living son.
So then, do you just kill this guy? You're like, hey, come over here. I'm going to chop
all the
your head
better.
off.
Either he betrays you, he wins, and it's a dramatic turn, and ooh, the bad guy won, and he gets the treasure. Or you beat him, you're the last living son, and you claim the treasure.
I mean, that's fair. It's very classic RPG, I think.
You know, and I think for 21 episodes in, I'll take classic RPG over too easy.
No, I'm just saying it's, the old, you've taken me all the way to the end. Spoiler alert, now it's time for stabbing.
It very, very much a classic hero's tale betrayal.
Also, I mean, I don't know why they always announce it. Just do the stab before you say, now it's time for stabbing.
I feel like some of the better stabs, like from Stuart Little 2, is you do the stab and then you do your monologue.
Yeah. I mean,
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Take out their knees before you do your evil monologue. You can explain it to them while they bleed out.
How many other stories involve the long-lost family member coming up to... I feel like this is a one-off premise in a lot of cartoons. Like, there's gotta be... Isn't there... Oh, there's some, like, classic cartoon episode of, like, long-lost family... but in the end, the real family is the one that found you, and not
Jimmy
the
Neutron.
biological one. Yes, Jimmy Neutron.
The movie Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. He finds out that his real parents were Sheet and Carl all along.
We watched two different movies. What fucking show is this?
It's definitely been in multiple episodes of, like, Fairly Odd Parents.
Was it Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Does sound
that had
like
one
a
of those,
Courage
wasn't
the
it?
Cowardly Dog thing. Yeah.
No, wait, no. That one just had the horribly tragic twist of, like, Courage's parents were sent to fucking space or some shit by an evil vet.
There definitely was a Courage one where he tries to convince him that he's related, and then the other thing, or the guy is like a monster or something.
Isn't it the cousin who cuts hair? Creepy Cousin Eddie?
You're thinking of Ed, and Eddie.
I'm not. I know I'm not.
He's like, hey, I'm Eddie too, but I spelled E-D-Y.
How do we pad is there anything else we gotta do to pad this out, do you think?
I think we gotta pad out the dungeon.
Okay, so...
Because is the chalk just used to get in? Because
I feel like the chalk is used to get in, or it's your foot in the door. Like, it's already been used. So maybe somebody, was running from a predator and they carved a chalk door and they got themselves into the entrance of this dungeon, but they summarily got themselves killed. It's like, this is supposed to be a lost kingdom or whatever, but like... Oh shit, how would you stumble into this unless you had the magic fucking chalk door that cut through the mountainside?
I also, since you suggested the thing of my last remaining son, you've got to fight through a room that's just all of the fail sons, which are not even necessarily the ones that you're related to. I mean, I guess you are related to them. They're not your brothers.
Man, this guy fucked.
This
it sounds like this kid's got a billion bastard sons you gotta get through.
No, they're not all his sons, but they are all the sons from the lineage that sucked.
Okay, so these are like shitty uncles and cousins.
Yeah.
And okay, all right, no, that's fair.
Big Bill tripped over a rock and fell into a lake. his zombie only has one leg.
All of the horrible, horrible sons can be kind of mini bosses. You
Yeah.
know, like maybe they fought their way in here. They're like revenants. You know, they really wanted the treasure for themselves.
That would be interesting if if they're not like corpses that are risen, your relatives that were seeking this treasure that couldn't get it.
Yeah, because there was always there was always a living son left.
Spencer, you said the one thing was the twist, but I think that's the real twist, is that it's not just corpses, it's all your relatives.
This is a family affair. Hang on, wait, no, we're jumping straight to the names. Ben, go. What do you got?
Gosh, I don't know. What's the treasure? Another brother.
The treasure is male birth control.
It's a potion, or it's a statue of virility.
The treasure is a fucking another X chromosome that so you can have a goddamn daughter for once in this line.
Maybe it's a curse. Maybe it lifts a curse. There was a curse that he couldn't have a daughter. And you gotta get
and
to
so
the
his
end
last living son has to break that curse.
I don't know how that's a treasure unless you were like really gunning for unless you were really gunning for your D&D character to have a daughter.
I think
we're really stretching the meaning of treasure in this case.
The real treasure was the lifelong goal the DM forced upon you along the way.
Or maybe here's a better idea. The treasure is the daughter, or like the daughter's tomb, and her bones have healing powers. I don't know where that came from, but
she could also be forever preserved. It could be like a witch's curse kind of thing, you know, like
could be
she
like
got
that
petrified
one
in time.
weirdo in the Mark Twain cave.
Thank you, Ben. Just that was for me, and I appreciate that.
If you want to hear more about that, Google it.
Yeah, just Google weirdo in the Mark Twain cave. Good luck, fucker.
Spencer, quick, change the Cock and Bull episode to weirdo in the Mark Twain cave.
Oh, titles. Well, hang on. Maybe there's one more. We still have one more good treasure in here, I think. Mm-hmm. It could be the daughter's bones.
No, we could go with. I'm stealing from an episode that I don't think anyone listened to, which was our Ravenloft episode. Maybe it's like a lock of the preserved daughter's hair means you live forever.
Okay.
As long
as you will become the last living son, and you'll be infertile. No more sons.
Well, everyone knows that as long as you're carrying, a lock of your aunt's hair, you may as well be infertile. Am I right?
Am I right, guys? Mostly if you bring it up every chance.
Don't bring that up on a first date. That is purely second date material.
Guys, take it from us.
Yeah, please take this lock of hair from us.
Family Matters, I think, is my that's my pitch. What about yours?
I liked A Family Affair.
A Family Affair is also, if we prefer that one, I think we'll jump with it. Family Affair. Folks, thank you for joining us for another episode of One Shot, One Quill, and One to Write Home About. I've been Spencer. That's been Ben. I don't know if we really nailed down our names as hosts, but we appreciate your patronage. Ben, if people want to submit items themselves or premises, how can they do that?
If you want to do that, you can just hop on over to our Twitter, and you can find our little handle. It's DND Pod. That is Delta, November Delta, Papa, Oscar, Pop, Delta. I almost said Papa. It's not. Let me be clear.
Pop.
Be clear. It's not D&D Pop. But that
play
will
all
be
the
our
greatest hits.
Oh, I was going to say that will be our first merchandising opportunity. Is our custom soda brand. Yeah. If you go to D&D Pod on Twitter, you can submit us suggestions by direct messaging or just adding us on Twitter. Our theme song is Ella Tavera del Goulier by Morgan Lepard. He is kind of like Mort Gartson in that they're both dead.
Oh, God. Why did you have to break that news to me? Mort's
been
gone?
dead since like 2003.
What? And this is how I find out?
You could have Googled it. Speaking of Google, if you Google iTunes and go and rate and review us, we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who has already done that. I don't have anything else.
Alexa, put on Plantasia and turn off the lights. More.
Do you need privacy?
Yeah.
All right.
More.